Okay, we're back rolling. I think. Can you see me now? You can see me now. Okay, we're good to go. Too bright? Oh, well, you want me to stand back a little bit, or you want to move out in the sun a little bit where I can really shine? Okay, now, most of the places out in the Midwest, here in South Carolina, you know, it's good to wear orange. What's the reason why I'm wearing orange?
So when you're hunting in the woods, another hunter comes, you can spot you. And you know that
What about the deer?
colorblind.
Colorblind, so we don't have to worry about the deer, right? So we just make sure another hunter can see us. And, you know, you have people might be trespassing or moving on through or just happen to come through, or if you hunt in public land. We have some public land in the up part of the state, but we don't have much public land in the lower part of the state, but just a few acres. But the public land is you have to wear your hunter's orange. So that's one of the most safest pointers I can give you on color-wise. But we're going to go on into tree stands. How many people deer hunt? Everybody? No, just a few. We got a few. Okay. You hunt out of a ground blind or you hunt out of a tree stand?
Tree stand.
A lot of people hunt out of tree stand. Okay, when you setting up in the tree stand, you hunt with a rifle, I guess. And you sit there and you start seeing deer movement. What the first thing you could do? I've seen a lot of people pick up the rifle, look through the scope. Now, my preference is a nice pair of binoculars. Good pair. You don't have to pick up your rifle until you find a deer that you want to take. So that's another good safety feature there. You know, you're looking through your rifle with the binoculars, through the scope. Anything could happen. You could be moving. You don't know whether that's a person out there in the background or what, but you can kind of pick them up a whole lot better with a pair of binoculars than you can with your scope. And then if you happen to bump up against the deer stand, that rifle goes off, and that's a person you know you're kind of looking at, got into crosshairs or something. You know, that's an accident waiting to happen. So, you know, invest in a nice pair of binoculars. A $45, $50 pair of binoculars is better than nothing. So that's one of my pet peeves when you're deer hunting. Now, when you're deer hunting and you're seeing a deer that you would like, do you look beyond the shot? No, nobody never think about looking beyond the shot. Always make sure that they're adequate stopping or a good place, especially out of a ground blind. If you're shooting out of a ground blind, you're shooting on flat, level terrain, that bullet can go a mile and a half, 2 miles. You know, make sure you know what kind of background terrain you have when you're shooting on a flat surface. But see, out in the Midwest, certain states don't allow you to shoot high power rifles because the terrain is so flat. But see, around here, we mostly use tree stands around here. So 90% of the time, if you're high enough, you know that if the bullet happen to go through the animal you're about to take or going to take, it'll most likely go in the ground about 50 to 60 yards beyond the deer. Okay. Now we're going to talk a little bit more. Let's see, we done went over turkey hunting and all of that. So firearms. This is another safety part we got here we're going to talk about too. 2 volunteers. Oh, I need me a young lady who don't mind handling the firearm and a young guy. I'll take you. And a young lady over there? No? Come on, somebody, come on. You gonna like a big gun or you like a short gun, a little gun? You want the big gun? Okay. Now why I want to do this is you know, a lot of, well, he just pointed out a good point there. You know, always point the end in a
Either in the air or at the ground.
in a safe area. Now I hand them the guns here. Let them hold the guns. They have the guns in the hand. Now, see, if it was me, I'm gonna borrow this. Again, I'll give it back to you. Now I would never take a gun from anybody with the breech closed. See, when I handed it to him, I thought he might have would have said, "No, I don't want that gun because I don't know if anything in it or not." See, I handed it to him just like that, and you know.
He doesn't even open the chamber.
No, I mean that's one of the good features I tell a lot of kids and talk to a lot of them. Don't never accept a gun from anybody. I mean, don't take this at the wrong way. Your dad will never hurt you. Your mom will never hurt you. But don't even take a gun from your mom or dad in the tree stand without you knowing the breech is open and you can see there's nothing in the chamber. I know your mom or dad will never do it, never hand you a loaded gun, but you know, I've seen a lot of people, and this happened several years ago. Guy, he unloaded all the shells out of his gun. He thought he did. He went in the house. His house, he had a slab house, a slab floor with cement floor. And you know how a lot of people always check the guns. You know how people check the guns? They sat there not to take the safety off and squeeze the trigger. They say, well, ain't nothing in it. But that happened to be one time that there was a buckshot in that shotgun that he forgot to take out. And they hit the cement floor and just scattered, just sprayed the whole house. So that's another safety thing there too. Always when you unloading your guns, leave it open. It can't go off like that. So I'm gonna give that back to you now. How you feel? You feel good? I'm gonna take this one from you and I'm gonna open it up. Now you feel real comfortable. So that's how you're supposed to take a gun from someone. Don't never take a gun from someone where you can't see if anything in it or not. Now another thing is, don't go anywhere. Stay right there. I've seen people take guns and let me move that. Point that in another way. Rabbit hunt. Donnie loved the rabbit hunt. Your dog's running and everybody getting so excited. And dogs go through a fence. You know, there's a fence in the property. Running through and the dog's on the other side. You're kind of walking through your buddy. You're in a hurry, you know. I've seen guys go there and one climb across the fence and hand the gun to never unloaded him. You know, and I've seen a lot of guys take the guns and stick them through the fence. You know, it's still loaded. And that's not a real good thing to do. Not at all. So, anybody out here had any close experience on gun safety? On what happened? Any kind of, I've just told you one for myself, so I just want to know. I know it's hot, and it's hard to get y'all to say anything. It's hot out here. It is. Oh, yeah. So, we're going to...
When you're walking with the gun, don't ever point it down.
Well, it's all depending if anybody in front of you or not. If you're walking through by yourself, and you know a lot of people like to squirrel hunt by themselves, you know, you can point it down.
Especially if you deep fry it, it tastes like fried chicken.
Right, and then I'm gonna give them these guns back here, and I'm gonna see if they can figure out what is a safe way of carrying it when you're these two hunters here, and they're walking together. You know, they just walking through the woods. You know, what is the proper way of carrying your gun? You can carry it up like that, but you're gonna get real tired. You're gonna get tired real quick. But if you what you call cradling it, if you just kind of like cradled it, you know, but opposite direction, you know, gun pointed, muzzle pointing in the safe direction, nobody can get hurt. Or either you can carry it on your shoulder. You know, if you got to move down there. You can carry it on your shoulder walking. You know. Just make sure the muzzle end is in a safe, pointing in the safe direction. That's if you can be safe like that, it'll be fine. You know, carrying a partner with you. Thank y'all. Y'all can go back and grab your seat in the sun. I know y'all didn't want to get out from up here because you was in the shade spot. So that's some of the stuff we're gonna do on. Talk about on gun safety. There's a whole lot more we can set up here and talk 2 or 3 hours, but we got a schedule to keep, and we're gonna do a little. You're gonna get real familiar with these guns in about another hour. Okay. Now, how many out here shot guns before? Everybody? Just about? We have no one scared of a gun, right?
Nope.
Don't need to be scared of it.
I shot it right.
We're gonna do some skeet shooting this afternoon, and you ought to have some fun at that. And if we have any questions, no, good. I'm done.